Hey, hi, hello creatives, welcome back or to my channel. My name is Lindsay and today we are doing a collage art with me. I haven't posted one of these in I'd say a couple of weeks now, and I think it's long overdue to do another one. I actually recorded this video a little while ago, but I didn't get a chance to post it until now, so I go through as usual. If you haven't seen any of my how-to videos for collage art, I can leave the playlist linked here in the cards so that you can kind of walk through my process in terms of how I do it. But as usual, when I go through these videos, I kind of give you an overview of how I do these spreads. And first and foremost, as you see, I go through magazines. I have a box of a ton of magazines that a friend's mom gave me, and I definitely have enough magazines to last me a lifetime. So again, I just go through the magazines, and as I start to see things that pop out to me, different words, solid colors that I would want to maybe be more of background, any women and models that I see that I want to use their face, or if I want to cut out their their eyes or whatever. But so I knew that I wanted to use I wanted to use that cat photo, but I didn't want to use the cat. I wanted basically to use it as the background. So I wanted to cover the cat, but I don't end up actually using it, spoiler alert, but that's okay. So as I rip out the pages, or once I ripped out all of the pages from the magazine, I will then go through and cut out the things that I liked on that page. Sometimes, as you see there, that I did it for like some of the black background and the beige background there, I actually just cut out the piece that I want as to just the piece that I would want to use as part of the background. So I after I cut everything out, then I start to arrange things on the paper to kind of see how I want things to look out. And honestly, when I go into these videos and go into creating these collages, I don't know, I have no idea what it's going to look like, because I don't really look through the magazines prior to me pulling anything out. So as I'm cutting this lady's mouth out, I didn't love the shape of her head. It was a little lopsided because I cut out her hair. I didn't, the chin, I think it was like a finger or something that was part of her chin that I didn't want to be there. So I ended up just cutting out all of her facial features. I just cut out, I guess I just cut out her eyes, nose, and mouth to put on my spread somewhere. Again, I don't know where, but I just kind of cut things out as I like it, and then I will start to rearrange things how I like. So I'm cutting out this little lady. I always like to have faces on my spreads just because that's what I like to have. I really wanted to use like the blue that's on this lady's eyeshadow, or that's on her face as her eyeshadow, but honestly it didn't go with colors that I had picked out for the page. It didn't really go with the cat, so I opted to just cut out her eyes completely. And I knew as I was cutting her eyes out, I was going to use something in the background to show through these holes that I cut. I think I wanted to use the right hand side there. You'll see like the pages with all of the writing on it. I wanted to use that as the background, but I think I end up see how I lay it there to see the words coming through. But I didn't like how the words were very sporadic. It wasn't like covered in words. So I think I actually put black as the background so that her eyes are just black spaces. So here I'm trying to, as I mentioned, rearrange it so that we cover this cat, but I couldn't figure out how to cover the cat and there was just, yeah, I opted not to do it. And normally I like to cover the full page in, magazine scraps, because I don't want the lined paper showing through. But this time I wanted to challenge myself slightly to not have to cover the page, and it causes that I don't have to go into the magazines to get tons and tons of photos. So yeah, I didn't make it a big deal to have to cover the full page, and I just kind of start playing around with how I want certain things to go. I know that I generally like faces to have some sort of background behind them, so that they don't always look like they're floating. But that's not always the case. Honestly, it's just kind of how I'm feeling and what I like and what I don't like, and I just rearrange it. How do I know what looks good and what doesn't look good? I have no idea. It's really just appealing to my eyes, and nothing has to be structured a certain way. Nothing has to be balanced in any way. It's just really visually appealing for your own eyes. So I'm just gluing down the black on the back of this lady, just so that I could keep everything together. And then I glue the full thing down on the page. And because her face has this line on the top, because it's it was the full page, I lined it up with the top of my left side page. So she's kind of floating in midair, but I guess because I put this black space on the bottom, she's not super floating. And when I go in and add doodles, I kind of arrange things so that she doesn't seem like she's completely floating. But I do, when I do these collages, I only use magazine clippings. I tend to not, sometimes I'll use washi tape and that sort of thing, or stickers, but for the most part, I'd say 9 times out of 10, I only use stuff from a magazine. So I like to do this to prove that you don't need a bunch of supplies to do pages like this. You just need scissors and glue. That's it. That's all you need. And I like to do doodles on my page to, fill in some empty space, and you can, totally do that, or it's not necessary. But so I'm just cutting in some strips into this page that's covered in words. I don't even know what it is. It's at the back of the magazine, kind of like a glossary or an index or something, but it's at the back of the magazine. So I cut pages, or cut strips like that I kind of use as fake washi tape. And then sometimes if I feel like I have, a bare page or a bare spot, or, a hole that I want to fill in, don't hesitate to go back into the magazine and, pick out more things. Now that you have a color scheme, or, you have colors that that you're using, and you have an idea of how you're going to arrange it, then, you can go back into the magazine knowing kind of what you're looking for. So that can kind of help you as well. So yeah, I went in and I found a little bit of this landscape in the background of a model, and then I cut it out so that it looks like they're kind of all spaced apart. And I put this in here, and then I think I glue in these strips. I started on this side, but I just couldn't quite. I wanted to put a quote on this page as well, so I was running out of space to put a quote, so that's why I opted to put that little skinny piece that I originally had on the left side, and I ended up putting it on the right side, so that there in that black I would be able to have space for my quote. And the quote, I think I'm about to write it in now. The quote that I used, is that the words? The quote that, I guess that I wrote for this page is, "You have come so far." So, and it's very true. I will put a picture here of the first 2 collages that I did before I had magazines. So I had printed out pictures from, I believe, Pinterest and stuff. I found photos. So I will put those 2 here, and it's I've come a long way. it's crazy to, you know, practice really makes perfect, or makes progress, improvements. So this one here on the left, that one is from, when did I do that? That I think is in the beginning of 2020. It was May 2020. And then this other one that I actually used for my first one that I used for magazines was also May 2020. But yeah. So it just proves you can come such a long way, and now I love how my spreads turn out now and my collages turn out. And yeah, so again, recap, I guess, of my process. I go through my magazines and pull out photos. I then take those photos and or those pages, and I start to cut out what I like about those pages that I pulled out. Then I start to rearrange. If I need to go back in and find any, you know, more things from the magazine to fill in spaces, I go and do that. I start to glue things down. Once I've glued things down, then I go in with a pen, or I like to use the jelly rolls to put on the black pages or the dark pages, and then I use a black pen. And today I used this gold Zig pen, Zig metallic pen. I'll leave the, you know, the pens and supplies and my glue and stuff in the description box below, so that you can, you know, get the same supplies that I'm using. Although I need a new jelly roll because my 10 size ran out and it's not working properly. So this is my 0.5 or the 0.5, and it's just not nearly as bold. It looks good like in person, but it's very hard to see on camera. You know, the outline that I did there for, you know, around far. It's very hard to see on camera, but it's there. It's really there. I swear. But yeah, so it's a little difficult to see, but that's okay. So after I do my doodles, that's it. That's all I do, because again, I keep it simple and I only use magazines and a pen. That's all. But I think we're at the end of this video, so I want to thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far and listened to me ramble on and ramble on, it means so much to me. I have finally hit 1,000 subscribers. I thank you guys so much. I will have a video coming out soon to celebrate and do a giveaway, so please stay tuned for that. I hope you like, comment, share, subscribe, do all of the things. It means so much to me, and I'll see you very soon in the next one. Bye.